On this episode of UTR, we're back in Detroit because there's a lot more MoTown to be found. We'll go indoors to see Michigan's great outdoors, fishing with some chips, and show you a classic new old place to stay. Then it's kids getting saved by the bell and living it up in your lederhosen. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Detroit a great place to be.
Everyone loves a great story, whether it's the classics we grew up with or the ones handed down through history. But what about the comeback stories, where what's new meets what's next, and why meets why not? Let's dive into the latest chapter of Detroit and the unmistakable vibe of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
There's something special about the pride, the skill, and the passion it takes to build something great. The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, understands that passion and has been providing contractors with the resources they need since 1885. A visit to the Stalls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stallsauto.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan. You know, in all the years that UTR's been on the air, we've done so many shows on Detroit, I'm running out of ways to tell you about how cool this city is. So you can either go back and watch all the old episodes, or just follow me along on this one. I did both. It was awesome.
The rich tapestry that is Detroit gives everyone everywhere something they can connect with. Whether it's fabulous food, sensational sports, awesome art, or heaping helpings of history, the Renaissance of MoTown is making a huge sound around the world. And if you're looking for inspired, creative, and friendly folks doing the unexpected, well, expect it. Ready to come here yet? Well, first let's remind you exactly where Detroit is. The Motor City is located in southeast Lower Michigan, right on the banks of the Detroit River. Wow, makes sense to me.
Where can you go to find out about all the cool stuff there is to do in Michigan outdoors? Well, follow me indoors and I'll show you. I know it sounds a little weird, but trust me on this one.
That's right, you're entering the Michigan DNR Outdoor Adventure Center, a place where everything to do under the sun, moon, and stars is on incredible lifelike display. It's located on Detroit's riverfront in the historic Globe Building. And whether you're 6 or 106, there's an outdoor adventure waiting for you right here. There's tons of hands-on activities, exhibits, and simulators that'll give you a real feel for all the fun you can have here in Michigan. Heck, they've even got a waterfall you can walk behind and a fishing boat where you can reel in a big fish. Whether you're into mountain biking or snowmobiles, all trails here lead to fun and learning. This is also a great place to learn how the DNR manages state parks, forests, wildlife, and fish, and how important all the hard work and research they do is to all of us. Now, to make sure I left no stone unturned, I tracked down Linda Walter. She's the director here, and I figured she could direct me in the right, well, direction.
Okay, Linda, I have to be honest, this is probably the first conversation I've ever had with anyone standing up in a tree, indoors, overlooking a waterfall.
It's one of my favorite spots in the building.
It's beautiful. You know, this just might be cooler than the actual outdoors. How did you guys do this?
I have to say that I was not involved in the ideas that you see here, but 100+ people at the DNR were. People from fisheries and forestry and wildlife and minerals management, fresh water. Everybody that cares about the outdoors in Michigan wanted to see things represented here. We tried hard to get that done.
Well, what's wonderful about this place is in the heart of the city, you can bring your kids and get a taste of the great outdoors and everything that's available here in Michigan.
We hope so. It's bug-free and temperature-controlled, always a plus.
That I love.
And what we want to do, we say, is inspire, educate, and connect our guests to everything Michigan has to offer. So we want you to come in and care about something you didn't even know you wanted to know about. We want to teach you more about it and then send you out into the different state properties in Michigan to pursue it.
What I love is it's hands-on, it's interactive, it's tactile, you can actually get up in a tree and see squirrels around you. You can actually go underneath and see the inside of a beaver dam. You can go duck hunting. I tried it, by the way. The ducks are fine, they're safe. I didn't hit one of them. What is so important about the DNR, about what they do for the state?
I think that when you consider how important and beautiful our state is, how much the natural resources mean to what we are as Michigan, that someone has to protect and someone has to monitor to make sure that mistakes that were made early in our statehood, when people thought natural resources were endless, that mistakes aren't made again. And with all the threats to everything in the planet, that could be a lot of things. And then we have to make sure that we have public lands for people, that there are places for people to go to walk through a forest and wade in a pond. Those experiences change us. And if we don't preserve those public spaces and allow folks in, they will never have those experiences going forward. And that's part of our job, is to encourage people who maybe have been in the basement on the couch a really long time to want to get outside. So here we're the stepping stone, that connection, that you can do it here and then feel confident you can go out with your family and do it again. And then that's when the wonder, that's when the magic is.
I mean, I was so excited when I walked through the, I'd never been here, didn't know what to expect. And I walked through the doors and I was like a 12-year-old heading off to go camping again.
I'm glad that you were excited. We like nothing better than when people walk in the front door, they see the tree through the window, and we hear, oh, right? That's what we love.
That's what I did.
That's what we love.
This is honestly the most fun I've ever had outdoors, indoors. Think about it.
I love it.
So if you're looking for a fun and fascinating place to connect with your inner outdoors person, pack the kids in the car and get to the Michigan DNR Outdoor Adventure Center soon. Yeah, it may be inside, but I guarantee this place will have you spending more time outside in no time at all.
You know, there's been a lot of famous pairings in history. There's peanut butter and jelly, Sonny and Cher, liver and onions. Now scratch that one. But there's never been one more unlikely or more delicious than this one.
And that's because one grows in the middle of the dry land and the other deep in the briny sea. I'm of course talking about fish and chips. And since way back in 1950, Scottys Simpson's in Detroit has been serving up some of the best you'll find this side of Scotland. They actually say, once you come here, you'll be hooked. The man manning the fryer is the one and only Harry Barber, and he must be doing something right because Scottys Simpson's fish and chips fans come from far and wide.
So did you really walk in here in 1966 and you never left?
66, yeah. I lived a block down, and one of our neighbors was a waitress here. And we never ate here because it was just my mother and myself. My dad had died at an early age, and we really couldn't afford it, you know. So she says, they need a busboy or a dishwasher up at Scottys where I work. I said, really? And so I walked up here, and it's only a block away, and I said, I'll do anything. He says, well, I like your attitude. Start tomorrow.
Well, you guys have been on our radar for about 6 years now because this place is an institution. I mean, everybody knows about Scottys Simpson's Fish and Chips.
That's what keeps us going, is the people who moved out and come back once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever.
I was going to ask you, how far away do people come back for the fish and chips?
We had someone this morning came from St. Clair Shores just for fish and chips.
If you can find good fish and chips, you stick with it.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, yours is one of the best.
No, it is the best.
Okay, modest.
not one of the best. I've always enjoyed this because everyone that comes in here is happy with it. They're happy when they come in, they're happy when they leave, you know. I'm blessed with a staff that's unbelievable who care about what they're doing. They really do. Right down to the dishwashers that come in. Oh, thank you.
Well, the pies are good too. Well, yeah. they treat you like family.
And that's the first thing I tell when I hire somebody. I said, pretend that every person that walks in here is your family. If you wouldn't serve it to your family, then don't serve it to them. We want everyone to have a good experience here, and that's what's kept us going, even through the bad times.
But what I love is when you walk through that door, it's that unmistakable smell of really good fish and chips.
Regular fish and chips, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't changed anything. The owner used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm not gonna make someone say, oh, Scottys used to be good. I don't want that ever to be said. Right. So I said, I want to keep the same things going, the same atmosphere, the same quality of food, and that's what I've always prided myself on.
Well, do you guys do everything from scratch here, or do you guys actually make the batter and all that?
Everything's made from scratch except for the rolls. We get those at DiMaggio's Bakery on 6 Mile. But other than that, everything else we make here. We cut our own fish, we make our own batter, we cut our own French fries, make our own coleslaw. The tartar sauce is made here. Everything else is made here.
And how do you make sure the batter is perfect when you're cooking it?
Yeah, it's just, that's, over time you get used to it. You know, like no new cook comes in and is by himself unless they've already been supervised for 2 months. Right. You know, personally supervised. You know?
Well, that's what I love about you is you're the greeter, you're the cook, you do the books. I mean, it's like you are this place.
It's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love too. It's something that's, I've been here 53 years, but I enjoy what I do, and that's what I've always encouraged my children to do when they were going to college. I said, find something you like to do, and hopefully you'll make money at it.
Exactly, yeah. Find something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Right, there you go.
One last question. Do you find it kind of ironic that your name is Harry Barber?
Yeah, I
given the current state of your...
I didn't think that through. I was always called Junior growing up because my father was Harold.
Yeah.
So I said, I can't be called Junior. You know, this is not going to work. So around 21, 22, I said, I'm going to make it Harry and instead of Junior. Not thinking the Harry Barber part, not even thinking of ever going bald. Should have went with Hal.
Well, at least you don't have to wear a hairnet.
Yeah, right.
Now, even though this place is on the corner of Fenkell and Dolphin, Harry truly is the codfather and one of the most genuine and sincere people whose food you'll ever eat. If you want some real good fish and chips served up by some real nice people in a real cool and retro place, reel in some fish and chips at Scotty Simpson's. I guarantee this'll be a fishing story you'll tell all your friends. Just don't forget the chips.
You know, the Renaissance in Detroit is happening so fast now and in so many different ways, it's hard not to run into something cool every time you're here. Well, we came down, bumped into something that was so awesome, we bounced right back to bring it to you. It's kind of what we do. No thanks required.
The Elmore is a monument to what brings a sense of place to a community. It's a beautifully and creatively restored building that offers apartments, boutique hotel rooms, and the only privately owned public park in the city. They even built funky, cool, contemporary rentable cabins on the roof that have ridiculously awesome and practically panoramic views of the entire city. A must-see to believe. The attention to detail and historic preservation in this place is crazy good. And to make sure I got all the details, I spent some time with the man who had the vision and the plan, Tom Brennan.
You know, Tom, people are tired of hearing me say on this show, you know, they're never going to build them like this anymore, so we have to preserve them when we can. And this, I mean, when you found this, what condition was it in?
Well, it was abandoned for about 15 years. Tom, it was in such difficult condition that I would not let my wife go in.
Smart man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there had been, floors had collapsed down through floors. So it was, 15 years of no one living here and all that. And it started out as 8, luxury apartments way back when it was built in 1898. But by the time we got here, it had over the years been cut up in many, it was like 25 to 30 different apartments.
Many incarnations.
And many uses. That's why they're still here, is because, they had adaptive use.
Yeah, the cool, funky thing about this building is the whole concept, how you've got residents of the city living in apartments, along with boutique hotel people that are down here just to visit the city, intermingling.
Yeah. To me, one of the real strengths of Detroit are its people. So how can we have visitors then actually meet residents here and then have that exchange? And so that then became the core of this thing. So we have 12 people that are living here full-time, and they are able to share Detroit's story then with the people that are coming in. And what's really great is if you're in here in the parlor in the morning and you hear people from Germany and their reaction to being in Detroit for the first time and what they thought it was going to be like and then what it's really like. And it comes down the people, the buildings, like you're saying, it just has such a great, rich architecture. And then we've got the neighborhoods.
You've creatively reworked history inside this building. It's incredible. And those little cabins up there, you can rent those for the night, or?
You can. You can rent them for the night, and they're very popular. And you have just these spectacular views of downtown. And I think it's our invitation to fall in love with Detroit, and people just are seeing new dimensions to Detroit.
Do you rent rooms to TV show hosts?
Do you have one in mind?
No, never mind.
Let's see if I know one.
If you want to experience Detroit's past and its future all at the same time and have a great time doing it, check out the Elmore in Midtown. Well, you should probably check in first. Then the rest, relaxation, fun, and exploration are all up to you.
So where do kids in Detroit go when they want to learn how to box? Well, they go to the downtown boxing gym. Ah, but where do they go when they want to learn the 3 R's? Read, write, and arithmetic. Believe it or not, the same place.
And that's because Collie Sweeney and his caring colleagues at the Downtown Youth Boxing Organization are on a mission to help Detroit kids get the help and support they need to succeed and become positive and productive members of society. And if you can throw a little boxing in there, most kids are all in.
Okay, let me guess. You like the boxing better than the books?
No.
No, you like the books better?
Yeah.
Really? So you study hard?
Yep, very hard.
Do you study as hard as you punch?
Yep.
You got a good right hook?
Yes.
Give me your best shot. No, wait a minute, no, wait. I was just kidding. I don't want you to hurt me. How long have you been coming here?
For past September.
September, you like it here?
Yes.
You work on your schoolwork?
Yes.
And do you box or do you do dance moves?
I'll box and do dance moves.
You're a boxer? You're pretty tough?
Not that tough.
Yeah, I'm not tough either. Awesome. What does this program mean to you personally? What did it do for you?
This program has taught me responsibility, and it has taught me to be like a better person.
You think I need this program?
You could use it for a lot.
Yeah, I probably could too, you're right. So you're a boxer too?
I'm training to be one.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat me up?
I don't want to.
Yeah, but you know you could, right? Come on, go ahead and say it. He's so polite.
Collie Sweeney had a rough start in life, but that rough start gave him the passion and drive to start an awesome and unique after-school program that helps shape and influence young lives.
So on the surface, this place looks like it's all about boxing, but it's not really.
It doesn't look like it's all about boxing because we have a big book in the middle of the logo.
I noticed that too.
A big book in the middle of the logo. You know, most gyms would probably have a boxing glove or some sort of a speed bag or something. So that's something that's a clue right there.
But this is really about the kids and about helping them out.
It's definitely about providing them with resources that they might not normally come in contact with. It's a safe place. It's about the whole kid, you know. It's like a launching platform for their success.
Well, I read where you said that, you know, it's a lot cooler to say, hey, I'm going down to the gym, you know, and do some boxing than it is to, you know, most other things. And then when they're here, it's like, it's really about the books, not the bags.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a cool factor to boxing. When you say you're going to a boxing gym, you know, like, they know it takes a lot to be a boxer. The average guy is never going to step foot in that ring. It takes a special kind of guy to get inside the ring. You know, it's a special kind of toughness and braveness. But it also takes a special kind of toughness and braveness to admit to people that you have some problems in school and to open yourself up to learning and to being vulnerable to that, you know what I mean? So it's toughness in the back room, too.
Well, excuse the pun, but when did this incredible idea hit you? I mean, when did you come up with this?
It hit me a long time ago. You know, I realized I couldn't read or write when I was in the 3rd grade. I realized that, but all I had was a bunch of naysayers and telling me that I was going to be dead or in jail. You know, nobody encouraging me to do anything positive, so I always wished that it was a place like this. So when I had the opportunity, the finances and the resources to do it on my own, I set out and did it, and I ended up homeless and all types of other stuff that came along with that. But, you know, I had made it happen because I knew that this was something that needed to be done in our community.
Well, do you see yourself in some of these kids?
I see myself in all of these kids. So, you know, we're one big happy family, but with all families, you know, there's some trials and tribulations, and I see it in all these kids' life, and I already walked that walk, so I can guide them away from that. I can be the gatekeeper to keep them away from some of those pitfalls that I fell into.
And you got a whole staff of, you got tutors, you got teachers, you've got all kinds of people here helping the kids. You got computer labs, you got science labs. I mean, That's not your typical boxing gym.
That's no boxing gym that I've ever heard of. But yeah, that's what's needed in the community. You know, you don't just need to know how to dribble a basketball. You don't just need to know how to hit a bag. You need to know how to navigate through life. And what's going to help you navigate through life is knowledge. And everything you need is inside a book. All you got to do is take the time to read it. It's a blueprint to success. And so we make sure that we stress the importance of books before anything.
Effort, education, opportunity, and encouragement is what this gym is really all about. Yeah, they throw a few punches and train pretty hard, but a healthy body makes for a healthy mind. Besides, you gotta have a little fun, right?
Do you like beer and brats? And how do you feel about festive hoots?
Well, if you think shorts and suspenders are a good look, look out, because we're about to get serious German on you. That's right, even if your name isn't Heinrich, Hans, Hermann, Heinz, or Helmut, here's a place where you can go completely Bavarian for a whole night. And with all the treats, trimmings, and traditions you'd expect. I'm of course sprechen Sie about Detroit's historic Dakota Inn Rathskeller, a genuine Bavarian-style pub and restaurant that's so authentically German, you'll think you magically made your way back to das Mutterland. Yeah. You'll find plenty of pleasing Pilsners, heap and helpings of traditional German chow, and some of the friendliest folks this side of the Rhineland. It all started when an authentic German wanted an authentic place to raise an authentic glass of beer with his friends. And that man was Karl Kurtz's Großvater, yeah.
So your grandfather actually started this place?
Yes.
You're third generation?
Correct.
What does it mean to you personally? I mean, this is your grandpa started this place.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great feeling to be able to carry on a tradition that my grandfather started. On any given Friday or Saturday night, you don't have a person walking out the door that doesn't say thank you. I had a great time. You guys do a great job. I don't see how you can do this in the city of Detroit.
This really is a hidden gem because there's two kinds of people. The kind of people that have been here and they've been back and back and back. And the other people are like, what? Where is it? And they just don't know about it because it's tucked away in this little place where you have to hear about it or be told about it. And once you find it, it's like you're instantly German. It's awesome. Now we're here in October. Lucky us, it's Oktoberfest, so it's a big party. But you also have like January Fest, February Fest, and you guys are open year round, right?
We are open year round.
So you can be German anytime you want.
Right, should be Oktoberfest year round, but yeah, month of October we celebrate Oktoberfest.
Well, you use the word celebrate, and it's funny because every time you come here, it ends up being a celebration. Everybody's singing together, drinking together. It's just so traditionally German and wonderful. It's like you got in a space portal and all of a sudden you're in Germany. You sprechen any Deutsch?
Ein bisschen, a little bit.
Really? That's it?
That's it.
I can say I love you. Ich liebe dich. Is that right?
Pretty close.
Well, even though I'm Irish-Italian, I figured if my dad's name was Herman, I must be a little German. So I leaped into my lederhosen and let that little feller out.
Hey, sweetie, how can I help you?
I want to get some strudel for me and the guys.
Sure, how many would you like?
6.
No.
Oh, darn it. What did I say? So I noticed you shop at Kohl's too.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Or is that the real thing?
No, it's Kohl's.
Okay, okay. Me too. So I understand you're the mayor of Grosse Pointe.
Yes, I am.
Are you also German?
Yes, I am.
Really?
Manufacturer right here in Detroit.
What kind of beer is that? German, I'm guessing?
Dunkel.
You're welcome. Oh, no, that's the beer.
The Dunkel is dark in German.
Oh, yeah,
dark beer.
yeah. So how do you say in German, that beer looks really good, can I have it?
Das Bier sieht sehr gut aus. Kann ich das haben?
Oh,
ja.
Danke.
We had so much fun mingling, trinking, and munching with Das Menschen. And as an added surprise, my long-lost sister Brunhilde came all the way from Deutschland to help us do it up right. She turned out to be a ton of fun, and as always, the life of the party. You go, girl. So if you've got a driving desire to be German for a night, drive your car to the Dakota Inn Rathskeller in Detroit. You never know, you might even experience some Farfignugan on the way there. Bonus. And if you're looking for a city to sink your intellectual, artistic, social, and culinary canines into, take a big bite out of Detroit. You'll find it to be a pretty tasty place to be.
Everyone loves a great story, whether it's the classics we grew up with or the ones handed down through history. But what about the comeback stories, where what's new meets what's next, and why meets why not? Let's dive into the latest chapter of Detroit and the unmistakable vibe of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
There's something special about the pride, the skill, and the passion it takes to build something great. The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, understands that passion and has been providing contractors with the resources they need since 1885. A visit to the Stalls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stallsauto.com.